Marketing Acuity friends. So today I want to talk about developing a business pro forma. So what is a pro forma and why do I need one? We've got a blog post at marketingacuity.com that goes into this, but I'm going to dive in and tell you a little bit more about pro formas. Now, a pro forma is a business financial statement made up when you don't have any revenue or expenses, you're just planning. It's different than a cash flow projection, which assumes you have some cash flow when you're projecting out into the future. This is not that. You can do a pro forma cash flow projection where you're simply pulling numbers out and putting them in a spreadsheet and working with them. You can also do a pro forma balance sheet, and you can do a pro forma income statement. We're going to talk about the pro forma income statement because it's our basic business foundation that helps us determine if our business idea has legs. Now, I developed my first pro forma in 1986. You guys, it was the era of big hair. I was 16 years old. I was a junior in high school, and I participated in a national business competition called DECA. I won first place in the United States for this business competition. And the next year, I did it again, and I finished in the top 10. The only reason why I didn't make it to the top podium the next year is because they don't let you do that. There's an unwritten rule that says you can't win twice. So the goal for doing a business pro forma is you are projecting business expenses and revenue that you don't yet have. You have a wonderful business idea and you want to launch it, and you're just going to dive in, you're going to get your website set up and your Instagram and your logo and all of these other things, but you probably haven't sat down and determined whether you're actually going to really make a lot of money at this. We see this all the time with a lot of our startups, and the reason why people don't want to do this is because A, business math can be scary, and B, a lot of us never came out of business school. We just simply had a good idea, so we don't even think about it. A pro forma gives shape to your business ideas, and it says, can I make money at the price that I am charging? And further, it might even help you make more money because you haven't underpriced your products or your services initially. It's extremely difficult to raise your prices after you've already had them at a certain rate, right? Or raise your rates. It's extremely difficult to do that. You have to do it incrementally and slowly, and a lot of times there's a lot of pricing pressure and customers don't want to pay it. They're used to paying this, they don't want to pay that anymore. So doing a pro forma helps you set the foundation for what your business can actually make if you put it together. Now, a pro forma is a thing, it's an actual thing. And if you're going to get a loan, or you're going to get funding, or you're going to go public, all of these things have to be done in a very specific way. What I've given you is a pro forma income statement that you can download from marketingacuity.com, and I've given it to you in a very easy way. This is not scary math. This is just basic business math. You fill in some basic details. You may have to add a few additional expenses if you know of it, but I've given you most of the categories you're going to need after years of doing this and years of working on this with other coaching clients. Your pro forma gives you a foundation to be able to say, yes, I can make money at this business. No, I can't. Now, you might still say, hey, you know what, this product really needs to get out in the world and you want to do that, and that's okay. But I recommend that you try to make money with it, and the best way to do that is to project in advance what you think you're going to make. Now, you might have to change it. You might discover that, oh my gosh, I priced this too low. And when you do your pro forma, it helps illuminate some of those challenges. Or, oh my gosh, it's going to cost me so much to produce this that I'm going to have to raise my price. It's better to find all these things out in the first place before you do it. Get started rather than finding out midway through your great business idea that, oops, this is going to be really hard to do. And when I work with startups, and we coach startups around the world, and when I work with startups, invariably we work with young entrepreneurs who haven't had a business school education. They just simply have a wonderful idea. And it's really illuminating to take them through the process of developing a pro forma. It can be scary initially, especially since we ask them to do a lot of research, like go out and figure out who your competitors are and what they're charging. When you start doing that, you suddenly discover, oh, well, I have to take into consideration this or this, and I have to add it in. And all of a sudden, you discover that you have to raise your price. And that's a really good thing because most people probably undervalue their products rather than overvalue it. And the best thing to do is to overvalue it a little bit. You can always discount, but you can't raise that price back up again. It's hard to sell people on something more expensive when you've already sold them on something cheap. So think about using this pro forma. It's a very, very basic business thing. Think about using it for your own business when you're launching a new product line, when you're starting a new initiative. Now, I'm starting some new businesses right now, of course, because that's what I do. I've been an entrepreneur since 1986, you guys. So I'm starting a couple of new business ventures right now, and I'm actually doing that kind of due diligence. I'm talking with people about my new product idea. I'm pricing it out. I'm figuring out what I can make on it, and I'm figuring out if it's a business idea that I can go forward with. Now, one of my business ideas I'm pretty confident I can do, right? Incremental product, similar market, not a lot of competition. I can develop the website for it. I've got all the branding. It's easy, right? But this other one, there's a little bit of competition, not quite the same thing. Product's a little different. I think it'll be a little bit better. But there's definitely some competition out there. The pricing is really good. It'd be a very attractive product to sell because pricing is pretty premium. And it'd be easy to sell online. But I've got to do my due diligence to make sure that when I import the goods that I need to make it, that I can actually do it. And that I've got the right production in place to be able to produce the product that I need here in the United States to be able to sell it out at a profit. So do your due diligence, download our Pro Forma worksheet from marketingacuity.com and check it out.